Welcome to the Become the Best You podcast, where we discuss everything personal development and listen to real life relatable stories from individuals that are on a mission to become their best self. Good to see you both back on the podcast.
Good to be back.
Good to be back.
Had a blinded morning so far, running for myself, and then these two, we've had a little sauna and plunge together.
Jack's done a marathon this morning.
3 hours.
Actually, it was my second fastest marathon. How much is that?
Yeah.
3:07.
Yeah.
Unplanned.
People probably think we're joking as well.
No, it was my second fastest marathon. I think I've done the London Marathon from 3:17, and then I've done the 2:53, and this was the 3:07. This was in the middle.
So you didn't plan, when you woke up this morning, you didn't say, I'm going to run a marathon this morning.
No, I had 3 hours to run, and I thought I'll do 3 hours, but I'll usually do, if the coach says 3 hours, I'll do 3:05. If the coach says do 16, I'll do 17. So
Yeah.
I said I'm going to do 3:05 anyway, right? Maybe I didn't know I'd need to go as fast today, but as I was running, I was like, fucking hell. If I wouldn't have finished on 41, and I wouldn't have finished on 40, and I wouldn't have finished on 39. If I'm doing them distances, you might as well do a marathon. I hate when I see 20 kilometers and someone's not done a half marathon.
Yeah.
What are the splits on it?
I don't know, probably like 4:30,
27s or something?
4:40, 4:15, 4:30.
And what are you doing next Sunday?
Valencia, mate. I'm not pushing it though. If you want to get a better time, if you want to get a better time, and I think the others want to get over sub 3:30, I'm gonna go with you.
Is that your training advice? A week before you've got a marathon, run a marathon.
Do a marathon. Yeah. Well, and I've still got to run Monday, Wednesday, Thursday next week.
Wow.
Which is probably, I don't know, 45 kilometers or so anyway. So
Good luck, Valencia.
Yeah.
Salmon's on the road.
I'm gonna take it easy, but we say that we get to the start line. And
Yeah. You'll be gone.
Yeah, let's get going. Right, let's dive in. I know we're already started, but I want to dive into what success looks like for both of you coming into next year, and even touching on it on myself, right? I'd love to start with Alfie. Let's go. What does success look like for you in 2026? Or what does success mean to you?
It's an interesting question because if you asked me this over the last 3 or 4 years, it would have gradually changed. And I think for me now, off the back of a good year, which most people would class as externally successful, I think my idea of a successful 2026 is also the external stuff that I'm going to be setting goals around. So like the marathons, exercise, making sure I've got like a structured routine. But I think in all honesty, and this is a fairly new thing for me, and we touched on it in the last pod, but I think it's just that like inner peace. I'm like 100 miles an hour, up and down, roller coaster lifestyle of emotions. So I think it's like I've recently started doing a lot more breath work and gratitude. So I think it's just finding that middle ground and peace, as well as achieving the things that I'm always going to look to achieve every year that keeps me going and keeps me excited, you know?
Well, I think there's a balance between the two, right? We all want to achieve the external successful things, and I think they're the things that we push for, but it's not linking your happiness, your joy to these things.
Yeah.
Because anytime we do achieve them,
Straight on to the next.
Yeah.
Which never ends.
And I also want to help people understand, is like, I also do want to achieve the next thing, but my fulfillment and my happiness and joy is not on the next thing. But it's also good to have them in place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does success mean?
Well,
to
obviously,
you?
for me, next year is going to be moving to Dubai in December. So naturally, that's going to be a big change from a day plan to week plan to new surroundings, new people, which I'm very, very excited about. I can't wait. But for me, the main thing is I want to make sure that I every Sunday go through I've spoke to you about it before, the pie chart, what's important to me, and then it's going to be about getting better at everything, but nothing. I'm not looking to drastically change my life next year. I just want to incrementally improve things 1% a day, which obviously over a year will add up to a drastic change, you know?
For sure. I think the biggest thing, which I'm always trying to do, is like, instead of waiting for success, and everyone looks at success as different. Certain people's definition of success is materialistic things,
Yeah.
or once you've hit this milestone in business, or when you've done that, oh, that means that you're successful. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to curate a life where it's like, how can I wake up feeling successful? That doesn't mean don't chase these big goals, dreams, and aspirations. But anytime you do want to jump onto the next thing, and you think the next thing's going to make you feel better about yourself and your life, but it's not. And I think by doing that, you end up pushing everything else aside. Well, that's what happened. That's what's happened to me in the past. Is that right? Success means building this business.
Yeah.
Success means that. That means family gets pushed aside, or other
Yeah.
things get pushed aside, and you go all in.
Yeah.
And I think you need them points in life though, where everything kind of does get pushed aside, and you have to kind of go all in.
Yeah.
But then I think it gets to the point where you can. How can I wake up feeling successful? What does my life look like? And that's what I'm chasing next year. It's just like, how can I look more internal?
Well, it's nice every day to feel like you're having micro wins that result in a macro win. So you win every single day,
Yeah.
which obviously at the end of the year feels amazing, as opposed to feeling like the whole year's a drag and then you might win at the end. And
that's
yeah.
the hard thing, yeah. But why do you feel like it's so hard to grasp that?
Because there's so many areas, like what Maxwell said, is I like the idea of the pie chart as well, because sometimes you get so hyper focused in one area and then you feel like you're doing it, and then another area will slip. So you might give 150% to your work and you might just be dialed in that whole week, but then you might not have exercised, or your diet might not have been as good. So there's always, and I think that's a great idea, is actually like assessing at the end of your week and saying, right, these are the areas that's most important to me, and then planning your week around trying to be successful in all those areas. Because just because you're successful in one area doesn't mean that you're successful.
Yeah, for sure. But that's what I'm getting at. How can you create a life when you wake up feeling successful, doing the things that you love to do, enjoy, that bring you energy?
Well,
like, I go through stages with people and they're like, yeah, I'm doing great at the moment, but I've got no time for myself and my family because I'm just working on a business. I don't get that.
That pie chart method, say on a Sunday, what I would do is I'd have 5 areas of the pie chart, whether it be, and everyone's different. It can be family, business, mental health, social life.
Yeah.
Rank them 1 to 5. Give them a portion of the pie, and then you go down on a Sunday and go, have I seen my mum this week? No, I haven't. Okay, I'm going to drop her a text and go for dinner this week.
Nice.
I feel a bit unhealthy. My diet's not been on point. Okay, so what do I need to do this week to improve that? Yeah. And what you'll do from that is, it means you can cover the 5 most important parts of your life. You can keep them at 80%, say, and over the space of a week, month, 6 months, year, I would like to say that would make you happy.
Do you think this is easy to say once you've got to a certain level of say, success, or at a certain level in place in your life?
I think if you're yeah, I think you need to let certain things go, like.
By no means am I saying that we've made it. Yeah.
No, of course.
But it makes sense. Like, I've got that attitude now.
Yeah.
But like at the beginning, to be fair, for me, I always got into personal development. I got into personal development before I got into building a business or anything. Yeah. So like, I always got up early.
Yeah.
I always trained. I always studied. I'd be reading my books. I'll be meditating. These were like always at top of Jack's priority. So like, as time's gone on and the business has grown, I've never pushed aside my personal development and growth.
Yeah.
Makes sense? But I do speak to people that are like, now they're at this certain level of success. They want to start training more, see their family, do all of these things, and they've just gone all in the business. Do you feel like that's what we've been taught to do?
Yeah.
You just got to go all in.
Of course.
And I've always gone all in. What do I mean? I've worked late. I've got up early. I've worked weekends. I've fucking not drunk and done alcohol. I've not seen friends. I've sacrificed, but I've not sacrificed my own personal well-being.
Yeah.
On the journey to get to these places.
It's interesting because I think when I was young, I always looked at the self-development as something that I pushed aside, because I was like, I just need to earn money. I've got no dough.
Yeah.
I've just started in this industry. I need to earn money. Whereas now I look back and think, well, actually, you probably could have earned more money back then.
Gotcha.
If you implemented these things.
Yeah.
But that's all just part of the journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you don't know until you go through it yourself and you see what it brings.
That's why I asked the question, because you probably started with goal in and build the business, yeah? I started on goal in on personal development, growth, and then business. So the time I started to build my business, it was always me first.
Yeah,
Make sense?
Yeah.
I never woke up and jumped straight on the laptop and work. I woke up and went straight to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, but many people we know, or definitely in my case, when I was back, say 5-10 years ago, and the thought of reviewing my week on a Sunday and knowing what areas of my life I'm really interested in, that just wouldn't even go through my head.
Yeah.
It was probably survival mode from a night out on a Thursday or Friday.
We wouldn't want to know what we've done that week.
Exactly, yeah. And you go from 100 to 0 and then rebuild again. It was every single week.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have those strategies in place. But I would say now, like in answer to your question, you then look for the 1% improvements. Everyone's journey is different. Some might want to stop drinking and drugs, or might want to stop. It could be anything, but that is going to be stopping something, or getting in the gym is different to running a marathon at 3:30 and wanting to do it in 3 hours. You know.
What do you think the difference is between people? Like, as I'm trying to say here, is like, how can I wake up every day feeling successful? What does that look like? Spending time with my daughter, that means training, that means studying, that means aligning my time with my values, yeah? And I just trust myself that over time, on the journey to building this business and success and everything, I'm going to get there no matter what. But it's going to be challenging, yes, but more fulfilling along the way, yeah? That makes sense to me, because that means I'm waking up each day feeling better than if I just neglected everything. But the people that neglect everything can just go all in on one thing. They're obviously waiting for a feeling, or waiting, I believe, for freedom to live what I'm already living.
I think it's lack of, like, for me, hiring a coach and working with you changed it all, because I didn't even think that way. Like, I think it's just the knowledge and the amount of people that once they finish the coaching course, or even just after the first couple of sessions, were like, why have I never thought about this sort of stuff before? Because you get so fixated on maybe your environment, you're going out every weekend and then just trying to earn money. You get so fixated on those two things that you don't even think about yourself. So for me, when I did the coaching, it allowed me to actually focus on myself and how I can drive everything forward personally, and what I can do to make myself feel better. Whereas I never even thought like that before.
What was you chasing when you was just chasing more money?
I know
you was chasing money.
If you just carried on with the why. It's not.
But
people that just want to chase more money, though. It's not just to have more money.
And I do want more money. I want to build the biggest and I'm gonna build the biggest fucking brand in the world. But it's not because I want to more money. When you was chasing the money and you wasn't working on your what was the?
There was no structure.
It was just why.
It was just make enough money so I can have enough fun. There was no goals. There was no. There was no I want to get to here. It was like, I want to go on holiday. I want to have a fresh outfit. And I want to be able to go out.
I want to drink what I want.
And then a bit of competitiveness of working in recruitment and thinking, I don't want to be bottom of the leaderboard. But there was no I want to get to here. It was just, it was week by week, wasn't it? You don't think long term.
I'm still confident that when you actually do the work on, so you want to earn more money, you want to earn the bigger paycheck. Why is that? And then if you go, a lot of people will say, I don't know. You probably had it when you say, so what? Yeah, I want to earn money. Why do you want to earn money? A lot of people can't answer that. But if you go, why, you understand what's under the bonnet. Everyone's different.
Well, I think a lot of people think that it's going to be freedom in the future.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing. I want freedom. I'm going all in now, so later on down the line, I don't have to worry about it. But maybe I trust myself too much. Like, I'm not financially successful as some people are. I believe one day I'm going to get there. But I'm just trying to, I don't know, figure it out as long as I go. But
what is freedom, though?
Well, no, but this is what success means, right? Success to me means waking up every single day aligned with my purpose, aligned with my values.
Yeah.
And working with people you want to work with and all that sort of stuff.
What brings me energy? Aligning my values, waking up every day, purpose, serving.
Purpose is the most
That's the most important thing, right? So I just trust myself to align myself with my purpose and my values. And over time, I'm going to get where I want to go, because what I put my mind to and the actions that I take one day will lead me to that place.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I can get my head sometimes. Like, if I do go to bed, I don't know, about 8 o'clock, and I get up at 4:30, but sometimes it's like, should I be working later? I'm trying to build this fucking monster business. Should I be working till 11? But there's
only so much you can do.
I just don't give in to.
But what does that do for your next day? If you do those 2-3 hours,
there you go. But then I think that's just societies of what makes you successful. Oh, you've got to work till 12 o'clock and you got to get up at 5 and you lack sleep. But if I lack sleep, that means I'm not going to feel.
You ask yourself. I always ask myself. I was saying to you in the was it in the sauna right there?
Yeah.
Yesterday, it's been Thanksgiving this week, so naturally the offices are shut across America. So our office has been shut, and we've had like a me day to focus on what we want from next year, which is really powerful. Really powerful. I'd always advise taking a whole day off for that, and maybe leaving your phone at home or something and just going in and going, what made me feel good in 2025? It's 2026, December, and I've smashed the year. What happened this year? Play the tape forward and then work out what you want to do. But I think with the, once you do all of that work, then it just feels better.
You're working towards something.
And you're not just chasing every day. Because you know how that ends. 100% in work, relationships not 100%, don't see your family, feel unhealthy. Just try and keep them all at a good, happy medium, you know?
Yeah.
And it's hard not to get in your head and chase the wrong things or push the wrong way. You know what I mean? Even earlier, a few months ago, I weren't feeling that great. And I weren't, the success, the months weren't there. Things weren't showing up. And I was like, I don't know if I'm working hard enough. And I actually said to Kath, I said, am I? Because we moved from the flat into the house, yeah? And then I started earning more money. And so it's like, I was like, I got comfortable. And I said, do I work hard enough? She looked at me like stupid. She was like, look, might not sit on your laptop till 11 o'clock, but you become a better dad. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's a good comment.
That's what you needed to hear.
That's what I needed to hear.
Yeah, nice.
That doesn't mean that I'm not working hard enough. She's just like, you're not doing silly stuff. In my old place, I would, from 8 o'clock, feel shattered. But like, no, you've got to sit here till 11 because that's what successful people do. And I'd just be like, not even working. You know, I'm just trying to find things to do, stressing myself out. But it's 11, you finished, you're a grafter.
Yeah. Yesterday I got up, it was our me day. I know to feel good, I've got to be up at 4:45. I was in the gym for 6. When I got home, the first thing I thought, sat on the sofa at 7:45. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I felt so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I was like, something's going on here. Like everywhere in the US is shut. We're shut. We've had a great year. Do you need to be in the office now, sat at your desk, looking like you're working?
Doing nothing.
No. Just ask yourself powerful questions. But
yeah,
another thing that I recently did, I got that from my one of my therapists, is when you feel like that and you notice that feeling, you use it the other way. Remember that. I mean, I do like if you get maybe like a little file and like powerful comments like that from Kath, like next time you feel anxious or you feel like you're not doing good enough, just have a look at them.
Yeah.
Put them in quotation marks and just say, Kath, put the date maybe.
Love that.
And when you feel like it, you can look at it and you can go, like, here's evidence points of where I did feel like that. And look what happened the other way, you know?
And a lot of that's just driving from fear though anyway. It's like, right, if I'm not doing anything, that means what?
Yeah.
It's programming.
That means that I'm not gonna, I don't know, book some calls to close some deals. That means that I'm not gonna move my business along. So you're actually sitting in fear a lot of the time. That's what I've realised when I'm not doing something. So yeah, but sometimes it's just operating out of fear that you feel like something is not going to get done or something's not going to happen for you.
And then you just overthink everything. Like I come home.
You feel I need to do something.
Come home and I've worked so hard a week. Get to Friday evening, you think I'm going to enjoy myself. And I've done like 62 laps in my kitchen, just walking around.
Sober, by the way, not drinking.
Yeah, no, not even drinking. Like,
but I also think that's it. I think inside of us, we're naturally just fucking wired to just push. So even when I get moments to myself, unless I'm exhausted, my mind is like, right, what we got to do next? Meditation helps me with that.
Powerful questions you've done before, though. Have I worked hard this week?
Yep.
Are my numbers on the board this month?
Yep.
Is the office shut today? Do I need to work right now?
Yeah.
And then what you'll find is a lot of the answers will be what you want.
And environment helps with that as well. Like something that I like to do is like if me and Kath go to a cabin or something, no phones come with me.
Yeah.
And I'm just in this cabin and I don't mind putting TV on and I actually can just chill and just have the night off and lay in bed in the morning. If I'm at home, then because my office is fucking in my house or my phone's near me, it's easy to start thinking I've got to be doing something or go somewhere.
How's your day structured around having less time on your phone? Like, what do you do to help that?
Just don't look at it.
Just put it away.
Just don't look at
Put it
it.
in a different room,
I've got in the
a
habit of not. I don't look at my phone. Even when I post and ghost, I'll go on social media. I'll post my content and I get off it. I know I've got a list of what keeps me on and off purpose, right?
Okay.
And off purpose, one of the things is scrolling on my phone.
Yeah.
Anytime I scroll on my phone, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Does this give me energy or not? It just takes my energy. Well, I'm not going to do it. And then the other thing I'm quite good at is, I said this to someone the other day, my mind is always focused on personal development or growth. So let's just say I have got 20 minutes or 30 minutes spare. I think, and this is meditation. Can I meditate? Can I stretch? Can I read? Can I call someone? Like what you're saying, maybe you got to call your mum or you got to call, like, I think of these things before I think, let me scroll on my phone.
Yeah.
Make sense? So like my mind's always, how can I grow rather than, let me waste time on my phone. Let's just say, I don't know, I just had a client call. If there's nothing in the middle, what can I do that's not me looking at my phone? Is it podcast? Is it reading? Is it stretching?
The
is
minute
it
you the minute you open something like Instagram, that is designed to make you feel less than, though.
And just sit there and scroll, but it never makes. And I'll be honest with you, mate. And I don't know. I actually don't enjoy watching people's content.
No,
not in a negative way, but I don't know.
What are you getting from it?
I probably create more than I can consume content. Like I never really look at someone's page and feel like, I'm super inspired by you. I really like what you're doing. I haven't got them figures that I look at for some reason. Podcasts I love watching, but there's no one on Instagram that I look at and I'm like, I actually want to flick through this guy's videos and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe I need to find someone.
What other things keep you off purpose?
Keep me off purpose. Well, definitely drinking, doing drugs, getting out of bed, late. Not late as in like not
snoozing your alarm.
Like just like snoozing or laying about and things like that. Overindulging, whether that would be sugar, that's why I stopped sugar, or overindulging in food. Not spending time on being present with my family. Not looking after myself, whatever that is, whether that's through exercise or whatever. Being around people that in negative talk, negative situations, having negative conversations.
How often do you review this? Like, so say you can feel yourself getting a little bit off purpose. How often do you come back to that and say, right, let me just have a little look through this checklist?
I know if I'm going through longer than a week or 2 weeks and I don't something's missing.
Yeah.
Don't want to get out of bed. Don't want to help people. Don't want to study or grow.
Yeah.
Not interested in being around people. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
Whether I'm exhausted, which is me being off purpose. I'm giving too much. I'm doing too much. I'm burning myself out. That's me being off purpose, right? But if I ain't got that spark to even want to help someone, or I haven't got that spark to want to push myself, I know I'm off purpose.
Because it's interesting because I had the Budapest Marathon like 6 weeks ago, and ended up running the best ever marathon, getting a PB by like 47 minutes. Now we've got Valencia next week, but my training block for this one, I've just been like burnt out, and like even the last couple of weeks I've not really been running too much because I'm like, I just need to give myself a rest. But then I'm like, what is it that's making me feel this way? Is it I've done too much running and I've
done
recently
4 this year, haven't you?
This will be my 4th next week, and maybe it's going from one extreme to another, isn't it? It's like didn't do any for the last. Well, I've never done a marathon before. I do 4 in a year, and then you start to like question yourself whether you're enjoying the process. You like you go on a run and you think, this is our work.
But there's also got to be a reason to want to do it, though.
Yeah.
Early on, and I've just written a blog and a YouTube video about this because I'm doing the 200 mile. But the biggest downfall that I had, the best thing that I've done this year was complete the 100 mile. One of the best things I've done. Made myself super proud. But a lot of it was tied to proving to myself and proving to other people I am who I say I am. Meaning, before that, I didn't feel like I achieved anything of like significance. I done a sub 3 hour marathon, and then I got injured, so I never really got an accomplishment under my belt. And a lot of my identity is tied for achievements. Oh, you think you're a high performance guy, a high performance coach? Then that means you need to run a sub 3 hour marathon, or you need to fucking. You need to have some evidence on the board.
Leader of the B.
Yeah, does that make sense? You need to have some evidence on the board.
Okay.
Yeah, does that make sense? If you feel like you're a successful guy and your numbers are not there, you're going to feel like
sense,
you're not going to feel that great. And I think you need evidence because it shows that, oh, fuck, I should kind of listen to this guy because he's got numbers on the board or he has run whatever, right? So I feel like you need it, but a lot of my worth has always been tied to significance or showing or proving. So that 100 mile was for me, but it was also to show everyone else that I don't just talk this shit, I fucking do it, right? The problem with that was after that, I then was like, right, I'm going into the sub 250 marathon.
Yeah.
And straight away as well.
I couldn't don't get me wrong, mentally and physically.
It didn't excite you enough.
I just couldn't get going. Yeah, and I was trying to get going, and I was even running around the block and just stopping and just like.
But you've done a 3 hour and 7 minutes marathon today.
Yeah, no.
And from 100 mile, it's not that big of a difference, of course, is it really?
But this was the problem. Yeah. I was getting around the corner, and then I just heard a whisper, and it just said, "Bro, you've proved enough.
Yeah.
What are you proving now?" Because I went into the sub 250 like, now I'm going to show people I can do 100 mile and I can do a sub 250 in the same year. How fucking amazing
So
is that?
what do you think changed?
Well, something inside of me said you've proved enough. Stop looking for validation from other people. You don't need to prove your worth anymore.
Are you doing it for the right reasons?
Are you doing it for the right reasons? Yeah. And then literally everything come crashing down because I was like, I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't run. I couldn't stay disciplined to food. I couldn't do anything. Yeah. And I was like, oh, you've reached your peak. Meaning I actually thought to myself, you've done all of this work. You've come so far. You can't take it further. You know, like when you hear about people, they've probably been successful and like they've hit their level. And I actually come home to Kath and I said, do you know what? I don't think I've got what it takes. And she said, that has never come out of your mouth ever. Wow. And I mean, I don't know if I've got what it takes to build this massive business, be this public speaker, be this author. Like it all just felt like I just can't do this no more. Like I've hit my peak because I was trying to come from that place of external validation and prove to everyone again. So I had to sit with myself for a long time and it's just like, why do you want all of these things? Do you want to be a public speaker? Do you want to be a top coach? Do you want to do all these amazing things? But why do you want to do these? Like that's the most important thing, because I always come from, if I get up at 4:30, I have to get up at 4:30. That shows I'm disciplined. I have to train today. That shows I'm resilient. I have to eat healthy. This shows I'm consistent. Makes sense? You have to do these things because it shows you are this person. I had to come from a different place of, no, I want to do this run because it makes me feel good. I want to eat healthy because it makes me feel energized and it takes care of my body. Not you have to get in shape because that shows you're this guy. You want to get in shape because you feel confident in yourself.
We've reframed it.
It's coming from self-love, not external validation. And does that make sense?
I think this is why these podcasts are so powerful, because if someone looked at your Instagram, they would never see this side. You know, like where you're struggling and you're battling with yourself and like, you're just going to run a marathon. Someone will look at your Instagram this morning and go, this geezer's just going to run a marathon on a Saturday. But they'll never see an insight into your brain and think, well, actually, he was pretty much losing his head on Tuesday thinking he's not doing enough.
And like, see this marathon today, this marathon a year ago would have been like, let's fucking do this marathon because I'm going to put it on social media. I'm going to put it in the chat and I'm going to let everyone know that I can just do a marathon.
I'm the man,
It makes sense. Even when I was running today, I was like, do you need to do it? Do you need to do a marathon? Like, do you have to do this? And I was like, I want to do this today because I know
for yourself.
For myself. This is going to make me feel great. And this has been the transition, which felt like rock bottom again this year, coming from fuck what everyone else has got to say. I just want to give myself praise and recognition. And that's why going in this 200 mile, I had to think about it for a long time before I committed, because I was like, why am I even doing this? And the final answer was, would I do this if no one knew about it? And I would. Through other reasons, for myself.
And that makes the process a little bit.
And that made it like, I'm going to document it all, yes, because I want to inspire people. That's a big part of my purpose. My family are doing it with me, so that'll be an unbelievable, memory in our lifetime. And also, I do want to make myself proud. But I don't give a fuck if anyone watches it. I don't care if people celebrate it. I'm out of that. And that's been the difference this year, and the biggest win that I've had is not trying to gain a validation from everyone,
and you're focusing on yourself,
just
you're
myself,
competing, and that's
just competing with me. And it's
powerful.
hard because also when it comes to posting, I have to pause for a minute and say, what's my intention behind this post? Makes sense. I was even going to post the post this morning, the run on, I think I'll put it on social media, you can put it in your story, and then I was like, let me put it on LinkedIn, and I was like, why are you posting on LinkedIn? Like, what's your intention for doing that?
More
comes from
coverage.
ego, more love, more likes, and I'm like, I'm not posting it.
Yeah,
because it's coming from the wrong place. So
I've still got that's major growth, that decision making process.
I've still got the ego. Everyone's got an ego,
of course,
and I'm still gonna have an ego, but I have to keep checking myself on why I'm doing things, so I don't go down an unfulfilling path. Because when are you ever going to be happy if all you're doing is seeking someone else's validation?
It's interesting because it's like, if you walk into a recruitment office, and you'll probably relate to this, Max, and you see people doing really well, what you don't do is you don't go in and turn up and try and copy them on a day-to-day basis. You create your own, what's good for you, what's your processes, and you might take things from other people and learn things, but you're only going to get to a certain place if you're just constantly focusing on other people. Whereas if you just focus on yourself and you're running your own race and you're constantly in competition rather than worrying about everyone else, you'll actually probably get better results.
I think you get better results. I think you'll feel the main thing is feeling internally fulfilled.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't compete with themselves because 95% of people, and I'd say men, is about proving to other people they can do these things, or they're coming from fear to do it, or they're doing it to show off, or to feel accepted, or to feel validated.
Yeah.
And now I'd say that's my biggest win this year. Is like it was all subconsciously about others. Now internally, it's about, do I actually want to do these things?
How does that affect your day-to-day life?
I just feel fulfilled. I trust myself. I don't care about no one else. Even trust myself with the process of where I'm going and what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
So what was the? Because if you look at this year, for example, you've run 100 mile, and then you look at next year, you're running 200 mile. Is that reason driven behind pushing yourself now? Do you think doing the 200 mile?
Number one, I want to become the person that can do it. I want to be more disciplined. I want to be more resilient. I want to be more of an athlete. I want my body to be in better condition. I want to be fucking healthier. I want my mindset to grow. And I feel like I learned so much about myself through these journeys. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons. Number two, after the 100 mile, I had so many people message me. Because you've done that, I am gone and booked a 10K, a marathon. Wow. Someone else said, I can't believe it, but I'm going to do 100K. So I've never had that much people say that they're going to take action on their life because I've achieved something. Yeah. So also, if I do this, that's going to inspire other people
with your purpose.
To fucking align to my purpose to do. Also, my family crewed me the whole last one. So when I text them, what do you think about this? This was one of the best things we've ever done for ourselves. They was like, we're all in. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is another unforgettable memory that we can do together.
Yeah.
So, and I'm always, the next one's not going to be 300, but I always want these things. I always want these things in place because how much better do you feel in your life when you're locked in? Routine? We love growing as individuals.
Do you think we need, because like for me, the marathons this year was something that was structured, so it meant that I had to run 4 times a week.
Yes.
And I needed a big event to push towards to keep myself disciplined. Do you think because I know you've recently done a marathon as well, do you think we need these big events?
I think we do.
I think you do.
But we're buzz chasers inherently.
Yeah.
Obviously, our buzz chasing has changed over the years.
But what does a marathon give you? It gives you structure.
Yeah.
You've got organisation. You're getting healthier.
Camaraderie.
You can
Socialise.
Engage with people.
Yeah.
But also, yes, when you do achieve it, you feel fucking proud of yourself. What man doesn't want to feel proud of himself?
Yeah.
Or anyone, in fact.
I think you have to... What's most powerful about what happened with your situation is, as anyone, I think the best way to learn about these things and learn about yourself is to go through it.
Yeah.
Whether it go and earn a massive paycheck, see how you feel.
Yeah.
You know, go through a relationship breakup, see how you feel.
And
hit rock bottom, see how you feel.
I think it helps for me as well because when I was at these lows, I had 2 months this year and I couldn't get out of bed. I was cancelling work. I couldn't eat food. I even set myself a challenge that I put in the chat. I'm going to do this 100-day challenge. I got 6 days in. And I was like, I didn't do it. I couldn't finish it. And that's not like me because everything was coming from that place again of proving. And if I've always done that and now I haven't got that, I felt lost. I was like, well, what's your fuel source, bro? Like you ain't got nothing to
as far as like the graph goes, I was talking to Stuart yesterday about this. You can actually compare it to anything, whether it be an investment. An investment never goes up straight up like that. It just doesn't. No. What happens is it goes up and then it drops. A lot of the time, the paper hands sell. It recovers and then it goes up even more. With development and things like that, and anything in life, that will happen. And with yours, that's what happened.
And I think
you learn in those little moments.
Yeah.
Even in like relationships as such, like you'll always have times where you've had an amazing few weeks, you might have a little row, goes down, and then you talk about it, back up.
I'll tell you what, the best thing that gets me through it is I always say to myself, whatever you're going through right now, you've got to go through because then you're going to lead the way, show others.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Like even my coaching, a lot of my journey has gone into that. High performance, yes, let's achieve loads, but do we fulfill achieving loads? In the past, I didn't think about the fulfillment of it. It was just like, let's just fucking high perform. Now, a lot of my coaching has been around about what you're proud of. How you making yourself proud? Are you fulfilled when you achieve these things? And I knew that I had to go through it all. Yeah. So then I can then help everyone else go through it and understand it. So whatever I go through, I'm like,
you're aware of it.
I need to do this because everyone else needs me to go through this.
I think you did a...
So I take the fucking...
You did a vid...
I take the brunt for everyone.
You did a vid not long ago just saying something's up like that. Right now.
I know.
And I'm going to sit in this and I'm going to learn that the other side.
Yeah, and that means that I'm going to have to go through fucking the worst of the worst of the worst. Everything that I went through in my past, whether it's the drinking, drugs, the days, all of these things has helped me change other people's lives. So I'm grateful for every... shit scenario.
You're close to burnout scenario this week. I was reading through. It's another thing. Any viewers, you got to sign up to the emails.
Good.
You're close to burnout scenario this week. The old Jack would have pushed through it, and you would have ended up feeling 10 times worse.
Well, even the old ego was coming in.
You're not good enough.
You fucking push through this. You can't just fucking, sit about and do fuck all. This takes me trusting myself. Right. Have a few days off. Take the pressure off. Only see some clients. Don't do another work in the meantime. Your schedule ain't got to be stacked. Train, but not because you have to, because you want to. Spend some more time with the family and take a step back.
Which you've learned from previous burnouts.
Pushing myself to the max and burning that.
Which is so powerful.
But even taking it back to that, if everything's trying to be validated by everyone else, you're always going to feel unfulfilled. And a lot of people chased all of these things because they want to feel validated by everyone else. And I personally look at the strongest men out there, whoever that is, as the most insecure people. Now I do, because I understand what's under the bonnet. Does that make sense?
The biggest challenge we've got really is just managing ourselves, isn't it? Because if you used to look at a week, you're going to have structure, you're going to have discipline, productivity is going to be very high. And when you actually review your week, you're always looking at weeks thinking it's been a good week. But the main battle that I have is with my own internal dialogue telling me, when's enough, when's not enough, when to do certain things. So it's just that relationship with yourself that's like the challenge.
And if you've got a negative relationship with yourself, then fucking life's hard.
Yeah.
I think the biggest relationship and the number one relationship that you need to improve or work on every single day is with yourself.
Yeah.
Because you spend, being asleep 24 hours a day by yourself. You could be laying there with someone, and in your head feel be the most depressed person that's not saying anything.
What makes you feel on purpose rather than off purpose?
To aligning with my values, spending time with my family, spending time with the community, doing my runs, having these things in place that I'm working towards, not just chasing money and getting fixated on numbers, because they're always going to change, evolve, and that helping people, growing, learning new things, looking after myself, my body, eating well, just anything growth oriented.
So the reality is the money side of things, which can cause stress, is probably about 5-10% of what makes you feel good.
Yeah, well, if I just chase money, I tell you what took me off purpose. There you go. When I first got into coaching and things like that, I knew who I wanted to help. Or as I started to grow in coaching, I've always not looked at their job title. If it's a CEO, I don't care about all of that, right? And I wanted to just help people that was in the same situation as me, like I have done. Yeah, it just so happens that I've slowly gone into recruitment and CEOs and things like that, right?
Your niche.
But I was working with these individuals. I signed up to a business coach. They was like, "You've got it all wrong. If you just tackle CEOs, business owners, they've all got the money. So you're not going to be stressing about so-and-so. This is what you focus on." I then started making content around, if you're a business owner or fucking just business owners, but nothing to do with the individual themselves. Just have they got a job that's going to pay me? And I started going that way. And then I just couldn't bother to get out of bed anymore. For about a month, I just felt burnt out, exhausted. I was off purpose. And I said to myself, what am I doing? I'm doing the wrong thing here. And then I just reverted back to what I knew best. I started talking about drinking drugs. I started talking about being off purpose and all these things. Immediately, I got a spark back in my life. Even earlier on in the year, when I didn't feel like my best self, I just felt like I weren't connected to. I stopped talking about drinking drugs. I stopped talking about anything that would help my old self, because I'm like, mate, you're so far away from that. Why do you really want to talk about it? It's not you anymore. Yeah. But I just felt like I was neglecting who I always want to help, which is my old self. So I got an old picture of myself, put it on my desk, and I was like, why do I want to help this person? And immediately I started to think about myself in these dark situations in my life and all these kind of things. Got a fire back straight away.
It's funny.
I was like, I'm going to help that person.
When I looked at going into coaching, I looked at a few different options. And the reason that I went with you was because you were so relatable. And I think it's a difficult one. When you sit down and you talk to someone about your life, if you're talking, especially with therapy, I've done previously before, if you're talking to someone that doesn't understand or hasn't worn the hats, it's
different language.
it's completely different. And I think that's and if you're going into levels of content which isn't relatable and it isn't you, it doesn't make you authentic.
No, and it's hard for me because I'm so far away from who I used to be, but I still want to be relatable, but be who I am now. Makes sense?
Yeah.
I actually hate talking about my journey for myself. Like, I actually don't like posting, I don't know, old videos of me or old before and afters. Like, because I'm just so far away from that person. But I do love posting it because I know that's going to help someone else.
Yeah.
And it's such a hard balance to get right. You know what I mean?
Someone else will be looking at that thinking, how has he gone from that to where he is now? And then when you speak to them people, they're like, actually, it gives them the belief in themselves.
For you. Yeah, 100%. So that's the one thing, and even with this branding person I've signed up to, I said the one thing I want to keep is relatability, but I also don't want to just talk about how far I've come.
I think mine was it was a powerful one that was in like your car or something.
What's
Dark
that?
outside, 5 a.m. You were saying if you've had a 7 a.m. of this weekend, I was sat in bed like.
Oh, was it? So I used to be, but that's what I'm saying. I used to be so direct with it because I was closer to that. But now, I don't know.
I could have been sat in the car with you. Like,
I don't
like
wake up
on
a morning and think about drinking drugs anymore because I've not done it for, not far from 5 years.
Yeah.
So like when I'm talking about it, it just don't feel like me, but I also want to talk about it because I want to help other people still
and
around
that. Down to
the
the
sorts
reason
of
why you're doing it.
Yeah, but the sorts of profiles you want to be engaging with and helping are people that are similar background to yours.
Yeah, also, that's the person I want to help the most.
If you were just dealing with CEOs,
or like people that have gone through the same situation. Like now, a lot of people that I work with may have achieved a lot of success, but they just feel unfulfilled and empty. And I can resonate with them because I've been in that situation.
Yeah.
Or I work with people that are struggling to, maintain and balance these different areas of their life. And I'm quite well at doing that. And I like to see people do that so they don't neglect themselves, So
happiness.
And it's touching on different angles. But the app, why I'm bringing the app is because I want to help fucking the broad scale of things. People at the start of their journey, people at the top end of their journey, people in the middle of their journey.
Another thing that I think is going to be important for 2026 is definitely letting go of ego. Like personally, I would say I'm proud of. I don't do things for ego.
Good.
Because when I was younger, I was similar to you.
Yeah.
The best polo shirt or the nicest watch, sure.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was for ego.
Yeah.
And we know it doesn't work.
Well, it's hard. I think it's always going to be there, and it's hard to recognize when you're out of ego and you're not out of ego. You can be so unconscious and just be doing things, like, hold on a minute, why am I doing this anyway?
Yeah. You can drive you as well, like.
Oh, it's a driver. I'm not. Like, the ego's not a negative thing to have. A healthy ego's good.
Yeah.
But I think
being aware of it's important.
Being aware of it,
not
having a healthy ego, but when it's wrapped around significance, then it's a.
But when you're talking to someone, especially LinkedIn nowadays, you look at LinkedIn and you see some of the crap you see on LinkedIn. Yeah. I can tell straight away it's ego.
Where it's coming from.
Yeah. Or it's a CEO of like a one-man company.
Yeah.
But a CEO is usually of, I don't know how many people you need, but I think you need hundreds. That sort of stuff, if you're aware of it, you can see,
Also, it just don't appeal to me, you know what I mean? Like, it don't excite me. Like, if I see someone on social media flashing off a fucking nice motor and doing, I'm just like, bro, this is dead.
Yeah.
Like, it don't excite me at all, you know what I mean? But then a lot of people getting that's what I need to go for.
Yeah.
I need to go for that. I need to get that. I need to show that off. And then where does that lead? You being unfulfilled.
Well, that's why I find the breath work and meditation. Recently hired a coach, Cheryl. She's amazing, and there's something that you get from that stuff which takes you so far away from the ego. Like, I've done it for my mum recently. My mum looks after my nan, and she said that she had so much gratitude she actually cried on the session. And it's like, I don't get that from running. I don't get that from any sort of exercise. But when I do, like, just stop for the day, my mind is so clear. I might do 15 minutes of breathwork and meditation and then start thinking about stuff that I'm grateful for. And nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Like, even
so powerful.
Even the other morning, I'm sitting there in my spare room and I was like, I was grateful that I had heating.
Yeah.
Like, rather than flying into my day thinking, right, what needs to be done.
You've made me think of coffee now.
No, but these are the little things that we're
coffee.
actually grateful for.
Yeah.
Mate, it's the same thing, but do you know what it is? You have to get to a level of awareness to even realise the importance of these things. Like trying to talk about.
You have to go through.
You have to go through a lot. You have to go through a lot.
You have
of
to buy
awareness.
the stuff
You have
and the
to
cars
work on yourself. You have to practice it for a long time. You have to, like, mate, because even when I first started and I picked up that first book, and it was like, you got to do this, and I was like, you got to do what? What are you talking about? What? Say thank you for what? What am I fucking thankful for? I'm going out every week. Like, it's so hard to even think that this stuff works for you.
Yeah.
But inner peace, inner fulfillment, inner joy comes from what's in front of your face.
Like for me, this was probably 2 years ago in my journey, but for me, a lot of my purpose is I want to get to a stage where I can literally pick what I want to do all day, every day, which I'm close to doing now. But when I see someone in a £500-600 t-shirt, I don't immediately go, I want that t-shirt.
No.
I look under the bonnet and go, that £500-600, if I invested it into a stock or a share that I liked, I know in 3, 4, 5 years, that's going to equate to my purpose.
Well,
that makes sense.
Of course, I used to wear that when I fucking didn't have the money.
Yeah.
I just spent 600 quid on a Da Vinci t-shirt.
But we all know how that feels.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm quite lucky that I kind of understood all this before I took it too far.
Yeah.
Like I got to a certain point of money and it's like, I know money's not going to make me fulfilled.
Well, when you're trying to prove to people that you've got it when you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
I
when
think
you do okay, you don't need to prove to anyone because you're like...
No, and I think people get the rat race of thinking that the more money's going to bring fulfillment, going to make them feel better. Their life's going to be better. And it will. And I want
wake up.
I want all the money in the world, and that's not all the money in the world, but I know the financial status when I get to, but not because I think it's going to make me more happier and fulfilled.
It's the process. Look at Tyson Fury, heavyweight champion in the world. Everything he's ever dreamed of. So then when he does get to that moment, that was the worst moment of his life because he's like, the actual process of getting there was the part that he enjoyed the most, but you don't realise that.
No, you don't realise.
And then now he's obviously come back and done amazing things, but that's like a prime example of someone who's got all of the money in the world, everything he's ever dreamed of, but it was the worst day of his life.
And he feels probably the greatest when he's fucking. That's why we put these runs and stuff in place. When he's when he's locked in on structure.
Yeah.
When he's got routine.
Yeah.
When he's fucking mentally.
It goes back to what you said about
himself.
creating a day that you love.
Yeah.
Like for me, I actually can't wait for work for Monday already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday night, I can't wait for the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me, but I've created that.
Yeah.
Well, and that was keeping me off purpose. There you go. I was talking to Maxwell about this earlier. I love contributing to people, but what I was doing, I had 25 clients, yeah? So from a Monday to a Thursday, I was like fucking
back to
6
back
bucks a day, contributing too much, giving too much. And then it was getting to Friday, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for Friday. And I felt like I could breathe. I could do content. I might do a podcast. And I was like, that's when I feel my best. Like, imagine I woke up every day feeling like that. What do I need to do? So
You created the life, didn't you?
yeah, I took 25 clients away. I went down to 10.
I noticed a big shave.
I meant I had to
when you did
suffer
that.
in the short term, as in fine. But I didn't want to wake up and coach people on Monday. I wanted to wake up, write blogs, do my content,
Train when you want.
and do what I want to do. I don't want to feel pressured to even clients. I used to have clients at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Like I didn't want to feel pressured anymore to wake up and feel like I'll be 8 o'clock on time. Then the next one, then the next, and I was burning myself out. And I was like, I value freedom too. So I created my days so I can have more freedom, feel better, feel more fulfilled. So off purpose is also doing too much of the things that make you feel good usually. Like I love contributing to people, but too much contribution, I'm giving too
That's
much.
so important. But that goes back to when you're doing your plans for 2026 workout, the 5 most important things for you.
Yeah, for sure.
If freedom's important, then I was actually thinking I was brainstorming last night, I'm going to have KPIs for mine. So like family is my number one. So have you made an effort with one family member this week? Have you sent 3 texts to brothers, sisters? Have you done something that contributes to you being the best family member you can be? And then it means on Sunday I can yes. And I think it'd be quite a helpful exercise.
100%.
Yeah.
These are the kind of changes that I'm going into next year. I've already sat down, like what you've done this week, sat down and been like, right, where's my head been at this last couple of months? How have I been feeling? What needs to change? And it's just little things that I need to change. I don't think I need to work harder. I actually feel like I need to get a hobby. Maybe do more meetups and see more friends. I think I need to have a bit more fun, spend more time with family, even on a Saturday. I work every Saturday, but maybe not working a Saturday and just going to do something with my family, taking some more time off. I don't know, go eat in a fucking restaurant local, which I'd never do unless we actually go out. So I'm just more trying to create I don't know.
A grey ground.
A bit of a not normal life, but
Yeah.
There's a grey territory though,
makes
not
sense.
black or white.
Mine's all in. Like I'm working 6 days a
always
week.
black or
Everything's
white.
high performance. I've got no hobbies. you know, I'd see my family, but it's not as probably much as I could probably see. I don't really go have too much fun. And I don't mean fun as in, I like choosing fulfillment over fun. I like to create my weeks where I'm having more fulfillment than fun. But I also do feel like you need times where you just fucking go let your hair down and do whatever it might be. You know, last year me and Kath went to a festival, danced, had about 5-6 coffees.
Yeah.
I'm at 11 o'clock, but it was unbelievable. I had a proper laugh.
Yeah.
And it was just like getting away from high performance.
We do that with the cinema though. Like we leave our phones at home, walk down there. I still don't go and iron out all the chocolate and sweets because I know I just get some strawberries. But when our phones are at home, because even if I have my phone on me, I will check my emails or I'll shoot off to the toilet, check my emails when I'm at cinema. I'm just like that.
Yeah.
But if I leave the phone at home,
you have to.
I feel free, peaceful. I can talk to Anna, like enjoy the film. I feel like a kid
I think
again.
that's key. What we was talking about earlier is like one of the things that I have to get rid of if I want to just chill out is phone. Like we're going a couple of weeks time. We're going to go Peppa Pig World for my daughter's 2nd birthday. We're going to go for 2 days, and I said to Kath, phone's off, away, not touching it.
Nice.
Because if I've got it,
even if it's near you,
if it's near me, I'm gonna.
You're thinking about it
automatically look at the B community.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking go on LinkedIn. I'm
Do it even without knowing.
And bro, it's not even the fact that I'll sit and look and scroll, but it feels like I'm in it, and I hate being in it. Makes sense. Like this weekend,
You're not present.
I'm not present.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
But my minds can be. It just feels like I'm fucking. Like even this morning, I can't. It's probably the first day in, I don't know how long, where I didn't walk into my office, look at my work phone, or pick my laptop up. Like I can't remember the last time I've left the house without my laptop. And I've said I'm doing it. I've turned everything off this weekend because I want to take the weekend off. I know I'm doing a marathon and a podcast, but I mean, I don't even want to think that a client's text me, or I don't want to just do anything to it. I just want to, and I have to just turn them off.
Yeah.
And that allows me to be a little bit more sane.
or just
Present or away from it, not thinking about it. You know what I mean? Because if I look at it, I'm immediately going to think about it in the back of my head.
If you go back to a time when there wasn't no mobile phones or computers, I don't think there was as much mental health issues, was there?
Bro, I'm great without one. I actually could, I want to lie, I could ditch it all.
Yeah.
It don't bother me. If someone said, Jack, I'm going to run your socials for you and I'm going to keep you active on these kind of things, I'm good.
Obviously,
I would have a little Nokia and I'll be blessed with it.
We're moving to Dubai obviously in December. I've got no interest in competing with anyone out there. I'm going out there for the right reasons. But if you did go on Instagram, if I went into the real estate world, just say, and I'm in an office full of 100 people, yeah, I know I'm competing with the top billers and I'll go after them. But if I then go home and go on Instagram, I could see like the Cristiano Ronaldo of real estate. I could feel shit the whole time.
Yeah.
He's driving a Rolls Royce. Yeah, I might not get there, but it's just complete bollocks.
Yeah.
Just bollocks. And I always say it to myself, it's protecting myself.
It's just running your own race, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why people were much happier in the old days, because in the old days, you'd go to work, your environment was the office of people.
Yeah.
You might have 10 people in there. You go home, have dinner with the missus, you talk about your day. You don't know what some bloke in Russia's doing.
True.
Some bloke in Russia's a billionaire in the same world.
And a lot of it's fake though as well. That's the other thing. And that's why I'm quite glad that I've gone through my own battles and struggles and insecurities and overcome them, because when I look at things, I can see it clearly.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like I've been the egotistic,
You see through it.
have the fucking nice car, have the nice watch and that, but for the wrong reason.
Well, you just learn to laugh.
And so when I look at it, I'm like, this is coming from such a bad place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or when I see people posting certain things, like me probably last year, you know, I've just achieved this or done this, I'm immediately looking at it and saying, where's this coming from?
Why?
Is this coming from a great place? You know? So that's why I don't really... That's probably why I don't spend a lot of time on it. I have a lot recently because I've been getting into a lot of faith and religion, and I'm just following a lot of like podcasts and stuff talking about Jesus and God and things like that.
I followed
a lot of these
path
American
with that
people,
stuff.
really good, because they're like different kind of content. You're seeing different stories. They're talking about different things, and
You're educating yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've only recently got into faith, but I'm very logical with things too. Meaning, I've always thought God, Jesus, all of this. I'm not religious, and I felt I've been spiritual, and I've believed in God, but not Christianity as such. And then I met someone at a wedding, and I started talking to him, and then I was like, "Can you do me a favor? Because I know you have to have faith and just believe, but something inside of me also wants to have a bit of evidence. Because if you collect evidence, your belief builds. Yeah, that's how you build beliefs, through evidence, right?"
Okay.
He started sending me over loads of videos about Jesus and Christianity to show whether it's the crucifixion, to show all of the past stories, why these things have got a strong element of truth behind them. So I just went on a rabbit hole watching all of these videos, and then I just started to believe even more. Then there's still a little bit of, yeah, but it's not 100%. So I just start reading the Bible, looking at the principles, and I've just found that me connecting to God and Jesus is only going to make me a better human being.
All that will align.
It's
with
only
your
going to make
purpose,
me
though,
a
isn't it?
better person. There's
Yeah.
nothing that I see
Yeah.
that even if it's love your enemies, it's like everything that I see is like, this is
Positive.
going to make me a
Presence,
better person.
happiness,
A better
community.
person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then also I've been watching this not documentary series called The Chosen, and basically it's
Watching Netflix, yeah.
no, but bro, I don't feel guilty because it's called Chosen, but it's all on Jesus Christ and the Bible. So it's like, you know, not a documentary, an actual series. But when you're reading the Bible and you can't understand it all, you've then got actors going through the series mimicking the Bible and helping you understand it, so you start to believe it even more.
Yeah.
And start to build your faith with it.
What other things has made your belief systems? Because that's something that you could transfer into anything, isn't it? It's like, I never thought I'd run I went to Budapest to run a 4-hour marathon, and then I went with my friend, and he was like, just stay with me, Kieran. Shout out Kieran. And he was like, got to half marathon. He's like, how you feeling? I'm like, I feel good, because I believed. I'm like, what's going on here? Thanks. Because I was with him and I stayed with him. And then I ended up running at 3:31, and as I said, went to run a 4. Now going to Valencia, even though I've not been running, I believe that I can do it because I've got proof. And I suppose you can use that in any area of your life, can't you? In any aspect.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the hardest thing about that is a lot of people rely too much on belief to begin with, which if you haven't got any is hard. Meaning the first ever time I had done a half marathon or I'd done my Muay Thai exam, I didn't believe in myself. Like what you were saying about getting nervous to come do this.
Yeah.
I was the person when I first booked my first Khan, basically it's like a Muay Thai grade, I was up all night and I was scared and I was fearful and I was like, cancel this, you're gonna fail. Even going to the place, I was just shaking. As soon as we started to talk, because like you have to like count up in 10, I was like, no, something like I was just overwhelmed with fear and dread. Yeah. But I was courageous enough to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I think you need. You need to be courageous the first time you do a couple of things.
Yeah.
Your first 5K, 10K, half marathon, your first marathon.
And then log all those
going
things,
for
though.
the business. You need to be courageous. I don't care if you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You do it anyway,
Give it a
because
go.
you have got no evidence that you can do any of these things.
Until
But
you
you
try.
do the first one and you get through it. Oh shit. I can actually do these things. Then the second one, the first half marathon I done, bricking myself. And then I done that. And then after that I was like, right,
It's on.
anything's
Yeah.
possible.
200 mile.
Yeah, let's do it. Anything's possible. I still get them feelings.
Yeah.
After the 100 mile, I was thinking about 200 mile. I had that whisper, mate, you can't do that. There's no chance you can do that. No way you're going to do that. But I've built enough evidence to suggest that whatever I commit to, I believe I'll figure it out.
And some things you might not necessarily, it's trial and error, isn't it? Some things you might do something and you might not necessarily get the exact results that you've done, but it's better than not even trying at all.
But that's why I say people need to be courage to begin with.
Yeah.
People won't build a business, quit their job, do a half marathon, try a marathon, step out their comfort zone, post a video on social media because they're like, I haven't got the self-belief. If you don't believe in yourself, just take action. What does it matter? That's being courageous. But if you be courageous, you take action, the more belief will build.
That's why running, I think, is a great place to start. Like when I went sober, I was like, I want to run a marathon because it's such a big challenge, and you go on so many mentally with yourself when you're running. Like your body and your mind are always playing tricks on you, but when you actually finish it, you've achieved something, and that is, I think, a great place to start with the process.
100%. But taking it to your sobriety, if I said to you to begin with, bro, do you believe that you can go a year's sobriety? What'd you say?
No chance.
No
Because
chance.
I've proven that I can't.
Right, there I've proven I can't. Same thing
What
for
are you
me.
now, Alf?
15 months this week.
Right, there you go. So
22. What are you? 48.
Yeah.
I ain't
How many months?
no, the last time I done drinking drugs.
It's actually mad when you think about
4
it.
years, I don't know, 4 years. It was 4 years this in this April since I last done anything. So
Wow.
whatever that is, 4 years and 6 months.
So
or 7
collate
months.
what? 2,
Very, very
1.
long fucking time.
It's about 8 years of sobriety wrapped around us.
Nice.
Yeah.
But if I said to you, look, go because you've always let yourself down, and that's
Yeah.
especially that, and that's another thing, right? When you've always let yourself down, like myself,
Yeah.
am I capable of doing these things? Mate, you let yourself down. There's no way you're gonna believe you don't believe in yourself, because if you keep your word, that's how you build belief, right? So if I said if you want to be a year sober, you'd say no, I don't believe in myself. But you do a 1 week, evidence.
Start
2
running.
weeks,
Start believing. Yeah.
3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months. Now that belief is just stacking because you've got evidence to suggest that you can go a long stint being sober.
And then you jump into and do anything you want.
Yeah, because your belief's built over time, because you've just stuck and committed to something. And I think the biggest thing is what we've just said, keeping your word. And that is probably the hardest part of what I do, is not coaching someone, is helping them believe in themselves to change their life.
And it changes your perspective, which is the maddest thing, because if I go back 15 months ago, the reason I didn't want to stop drinking is because you would say, I'm going to miss out on this. I'm not going to be doing this, etc., etc. You focus on all the things that you think you're going to lose. But now if you ask me, I'm like, I don't want to drink because I've gained so much in my life. And now I'm focused on this. And my whole belief system, like you said, has changed. I'm like, I don't want to go on a 3-day bender because I've got so much productivity.
From evidence points, which just needs runway, doesn't it?
Yeah.
90 days is enough to get enough wins to then think, I don't want to go back to it.
I think you just got to build some evidence that life is better off, better without these things, and that just takes a long time to get. It takes a little while to get to.
And for me, nothing would change. I know full well with my personality, all or nothing mentality, that I wouldn't go if I went back to drinking. It wouldn't be like I would be like, oh, do you know what? I've done so much self-work on myself. I'm chill now. You're relaxed. You're doing breath work in your spare room. You've cracked it. Bro, it'll be carnage again.
I ain't had a drink, but we said fucking 4 years and 10 months, and I believe if I slip tomorrow, bro, you wouldn't see me again.
If we all went down the pub now,
because
we're going to miss it.
And I know that because I know what my mind would do.
Yeah.
You've let yourself down. You're fucking an embarrassment. You've got to face this, so you might as well fucking you might as well go. I'd probably go. I'd probably end up in a different country somewhere.
Missing for months.
Disappeared, missing for months. Anyone seen Jack? No. Because every time I let myself down, I'll punish myself. And that would be me probably going. Doesn't matter how many self-work I've done.
Yeah.
I had a lunch in London the other day, didn't I? And I was totally out of purpose. It was just one of those things, wrong place, wrong time. But I know I was anxious and I went home. But I knew I was that close. I was never going to do it, but I knew that it wouldn't have just been a pint. No. It would have been carnage.
All in.
And I know that it wouldn't have just been one. It would have been carnage, and then it would have been straight back to the.
I've done it now.
I've done it now. Then it'll be the next week, and then I was so petrified because I knew it wouldn't have just been one go. It would have been another 3-6 month sort of recovery situation.
That's what happened with me. Is that I did 4 months before I did my 15. I did 4 or 5 months. This is when I was working closely with you, Jack. And then I got to March, and then the boys were like, "We're going skiing," and I was like, "Do you know what? I've done 4 or 5 months sober," and then I let it go. Right, that summer was the most craziest summer that I've had. Yeah, and that's what actually made me go sober. But the point is that I had 4 or 5 months of like unbelievable. My life changed. Everything was amazing. Then I had just that one drink in the Folle douche when we were skiing, and then it was a summer of carnage. And that's why I know now, and you have to go through these things to understand. That's why I know now when I do get these temptations, which is natural. You always, mine's going to play tricks on you. You was out you're 22 months sober, but yet it's still like, have a beer. Yeah, it's still got, but then you
can't be naive enough to let. I just call it wanker. When it starts, I just know it, and I'd sat and go, "Here we go again."
Yeah,
but that's that self-awareness though, and it's understanding why you want to do it.
But you need to do what Alf did though. Have that go where you go, and you have to go through the 3-4 months of.
Yeah, for sure. I remember though, because when I was working with Alfie, I could see what he was doing. He was doing great, and then he would just like go in my mind. Obviously, I want to say, bro.
What you do?
It don't work for you. You just got to stop. But I don't want to say that because it's not my life, and it doesn't matter what I say. That you're not going to take my advice. You need to build evidence yourself the other way that this just doesn't work for me.
Something that was really powerful that you said to me that still sticks with me to this day is you said to me, don't think about the first drink. Think about the last one. Yeah. And you fantasize in your brain, don't you? Because what you do is your brain will go, oh, mate. £3 Marie. Now that sounds amazing. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't fast forward to 2 days later.
No, you've had a great year.
Yeah.
You're healthy. You're looking well. You
Yeah.
fucking
Go on,
smashed it.
look
That's
after
what,
yourself.
I did it. He had it last night on the sofa. I was a bit hungry after dinner, and I said to Anna, I said, "Oh fucking hell, love some chocolate." Or something. And then I just thought immediately, I thought, yeah, I can, but I'll eat the bar in 20 seconds, and then I'll feel shit all night.
And then you're on another one.
So I just thought I'm just gonna have some, like, I think I did some oats or something, and something. It was nice anyway, but yeah, you just have to. Understand.
But it's having that self-awareness, but also
If it made you feel good from it, then I agree with it, but it just doesn't.
It doesn't.
No.
And it's also understanding the awareness of where it comes from. I remember the same thing. It was about 5 months ago. I was literally walking around the block on a fucking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where it might have been. I was just walking and I just had this intense, because this is when I was going through that period of I felt shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I got what it takes. Yeah. And the whole reason I stopped drinking and doing drugs yes, I was at rock bottom, but it's because I started to build up these goals, dreams and aspirations that I wanted to commit my life to. And I thought the only thing that's going to get in the way of making them happen is drinking drugs.
Yeah.
So I was going through this phase of thinking, I can't make all of this possible.
Yeah.
So I was walking around the block and I was like, go get some vodka and just fucking up, like, just, you've had enough now. Just go do it. Go do it. And
it caught you when you're vulnerable.
And I had this intense feeling coming over me. Like, all I was thinking about, and it weren't like, it weren't a yacht thing I was thinking this time.
Yeah.
It was like going to get a bottle of vodka, sitting in the car and just drinking it.
And be a
like,
scumbag.
Just do that. And then I was like, right. Some people, me in the past maybe, would have just done what my mind told me to do.
Yeah.
But then I questioned, right, what's going on right now? Why are you feeling this way? What's missing?
Go and get
what
safe
needs to
zone.
change?
It
Makes
doesn't,
sense.
it
Like,
doesn't go away, does it?
No, it's
You're gonna
it's
get-
questioning it.
Yeah.
It's taking a minute and actually understanding, right, it's not the alcohol that I want. It's
because you feel uncomfortable.
I'm missing something.
Yeah.
Something's missing in my life. And because something's missing, I
wanna
feel like I need to
self-sabotage.
self-sabotage and do
And it
this
isn't
thing.
even like the thing about self-sabotaging. It's not like, it's always when you're at your lowest. It's always when you feel
Vulnerable.
off purpose and you're like, I'm gonna punish myself
Yeah.
for this. It's never like when
It's
I feel
usually-
good.
No, but it's when you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like there's a million vices. You go online shopping, you might go and eat chocolate. You, like the old days, you go on a bender. It's because that moment you feel uncomfortable and you don't want to feel like that anymore.
Yeah, you want to go, you need to escape and do something. And that's what my therapist said to me. She's like, you self-abuse quite a lot. Meaning if I'm all or nothing mentality, and they said this is a fault with like even OCD, it's like, even if you feel like you've slipped up and you're not 100%, you self-punish and abuse. And for sugar, for example, if I felt like I've let myself down with that chocolate, or I might as well have 15 of them then.
done
Because
it
I'm
now,
going to
yeah.
self-abuse.
I'm gonna do it properly.
If I'm going to do a drink and I've let myself down, I might as well fucking self-abuse.
Yeah.
And that's why it was negative for me when I did drink and do drugs, because I felt like I'd let myself down. So I would sit up for 2 days, basically self-abusing, drinking, sniffing, doing more balloons, because I didn't want to face up to you've let yourself down. And if I let myself down, I might as well punish myself.
I think that's why your coaching is so powerful, because if you can relate to people that have an all or nothing mentality, like all or nothing could be someone working in a business or in their life at 50%, but they're all in on alcohol and partying and drugs and whatever. But then if they was to go through the coaching and understand a bit more about themselves, they would go all in on other areas. And it was the same for me. It's like, and how much my life has improved. My mentality has stayed the same. I've just put it into healthy
Right.
things.
And it's only going to get better from now as well.
Yeah.
And then it's also just managing that, making sure that you're not getting too obsessed with the wrong things. And because I was self-punishing when I was self-punishing. This is when I didn't heal through therapy. I went from drinking drugs to exercise and stuff. So there was still a large portion of when I was running and it was self-punishment.
Yeah, of course.
Like I was running if you
Running
don't
away from something.
if you don't feel shit after this, if you're not like giving it 100% and you don't feel like you've basically beat yourself up, you've not done good enough. So like I used to look at running as like I'm punishing myself through running, and then it clicked for me one day, and I was like, why don't I just try and enjoy this? And I started to smile and laugh, and then healed, obviously, deep-rooted beliefs of not feeling good enough or not loved or whatever it might be, because obviously that's why you start punishing yourself.
That's that relationship with yourself again, isn't it?
Again, 100%. What keeps you two off purpose?
Similar, I think. Mine seems to, again, the all or nothing mentality is that when one thing goes wrong, like if I have a bad week, I don't exercise, I don't eat well, negative self-talk, and it's just like a domino effect. It's not like one little bad thing will happen because I can normally pull myself back. So, and I think for me, it's trying to just stay at a gradual, like what you said earlier, like you go from 10 to a 1. But it'd be nice just to go from a 6 to a 7 to a 5 to a 4 and just stay in and around that
But
area.
the gradient goes up.
Yeah.
And that's where look at the most wealthy people in the world, the Warren Buffetts of the world. They didn't just make it overnight. It was just like that. And that's how you want to, like, that's how I personally want to live my life.
And I think it's accepting that there's going to be days when you feel 60%, 70%, and you don't have to feel 100%.
And you sit in them and don't.
And you just
go
sit in
online
it
shopping.
and be like, it is what it is, and it's
You might miss one. You might miss one session. Like I've got a routine at the moment where 9 o'clock I do the stretching and the breath work. But like, say I have to go out with a client and I don't get back at 9:30. What do I absolutely lose my head and let it affect me for 2-3 days? It's just, it's being able to understand that life will happen sometimes, and then it's like, well, okay, well, look, just do it at 9:30, and then the next morning you start again. You might be a little bit more tired, but you go again.
And that can be the problem with, yes, you're doing all these things for the right reason, but if you're too obsessed with them, then it's becoming a detriment. Like even me, I was locked in on my nutrition, like everything was fucking great. And then it was like Wednesday evening, I don't know, I think I might have had like a yogurt bowl, berries, a little bit of honey. But I ate it and I was like, you fucked this week now. I haven't, I've been super strict, and he said small extra bowl, and I've been blinding, but in my mind's like, you've not stuck to the nutrition plan that you've been said, and you've had a little bit extra. So then that would make me throw my toys out the pram and think, oh fuck it, I might as well just fuck up tomorrow then.
How'd you come back from that?
But in the
Mentally,
past, in the past, it's like I'm let myself down again. Now I'm like, if I want that, accept it, and it's okay. It's not. You're not.
Deep.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
No.
I'm too obsessed with like
the finest details.
The finest detail. If someone gives me a program with these calories and macros, and I even one over, I fucked it.
Yeah,
it gets too obsessive, and I've had to let go of that. I've had to let go of that obsessiveness when it comes to every single detail of everything I do. Otherwise, it becomes a detriment to myself.
Life isn't like that.
My things that keep me off purpose are I have to be aware of it, but spending time or being surrounded by anyone that has totally different values to me, I feel like really uncomfortable when I do that, and it's just main things. Like it probably a bit of a reflection of my childhood or my old behaviours that just give me nightmares, and I don't like being around people like that. Also, mine is making sure that I'm doing things that I actually want to do. Like for me, I don't like being in massively expensive restaurants. I just don't like it. For some reason, I don't know whether it's from the past or where a lot of those places people try and prove themselves.
Yeah.
I don't need to prove myself.
For sure.
So I'm more interested in good food and good service and like being around by nice people. Big portions.
Big portions.
But going to a restaurant I went to a restaurant at Mykonos where they didn't I think they actually said to someone, you can't come in because you're poor. Something like that. And I just thought, like, I don't need to prove anything. I don't want to be here.
No.
Or I went in there and the whole restaurant was empty, but they said, I wanted a seat by the beach or something, and they said, you got to be in the corner, and I said, well, the whole restaurant's empty.
I fucking can't stand.
I've had a few things. Soho House did it not long ago, where I went to the one in Ibiza, the whole place was empty, and a VIP was at the main table, and I had 2 people with me, and it was weird. But for me, I don't like that.
No.
And that will make me feel off purpose because they try and make you feel less than, which doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I also look at myself and think I shouldn't have been in that scenario anyway, because I don't need to be in that restaurant at Mykonos. I don't need to be in Soho House Ibiza because it's bollocks.
Sure, it's your environment, and this is another thing, like the B trips that we've all been on.
Yeah.
When you go away with like-minded people, the trip that we did in Rome was
do wholesome things and good
amazing,
conversation.
Yeah, and like you're around people that
make you feel good,
boost you. Yeah.
Well, it's that. Does this give me energy or take away energy for me? And you got to be very cautious about that feeling. And the things that give you energy, we need more of these in place.
Yeah.
These things that are taking my energy, making me feel weird. Something feels a little bit off.
Yeah. You gut feeling.
Take away. But I love what you said at the beginning there. One of the things that takes you off purpose is when you're around the wrong people. I think that can be hard for some people because I've had a lot of conversations and they're like, do you know what, Jack? When I'm around my friends that I used to connect with, or I'm around other people and they're all talking about certain things, or like when they're settling down, or house they're buying, and I just don't feel the same. And I'm like, well, don't try to fit in.
Yeah.
Don't try fit in. There's other people that you can have the right
just being
conversation
so
with,
aware of
because
that.
otherwise
You got to protect your own.
you end up spending time with these people, you force yourself to drink, or you have the wrong conversations, or you feel less than, or you feel like fucking I'm not in the right place in life because these are talking about kids, family, and going out the weekend, or the football matches happen. I'm actually not.
Which is a lot of the stuff you don't want anyway.
I'm not interested in this. But people feel like they have to fit into that box,
Yeah.
And end up doing the things that they don't want to do, or feeling unfulfilled, or feeling like they're a failure in life because these other people enjoy all of that stuff. And it's not wrong or right to enjoy these things if that's what people value. It's just understanding what you value and what you enjoy, and then getting around the right people that support what you want and where you want to go.
There's no getting away from it. At the start of your journey, it is lonely, and you need to. Any change, people don't like change, but any change that's going to drastically change your life for better is going to be tough at first because, like, even myself, like, you are going to need to get used to spending time on your own and not going down a pub every weekend and finding other things to do. But now, like we were saying earlier, I love my weekends because that's my time to reset and recover. And people have now accepted me for who I am. I'm not the party boy going out for 2-3 days on the weekend. And they know that if we're going to be doing something on the weekend, it's going to be something wholesome and something in line with my values, you know. But at first, it is lonely.
I think there's a couple of things that comes with a start. Number one, it's fucking lonely. Number two, it can be very boring. Number three, you've suppressed everything for so long, drinking drugs and doing things that didn't serve you. So when you take a step away from that, you actually are faced with, oh shit, I've got to actually sort my shit or my life out. Meaning, if every week all you focused on was going out, enjoying that, getting over that, and then doing it again, you don't think like what you're saying about outside of life, yeah? When you take a step away from that and now you're sitting by yourself, you actually start thinking, oh shit, why do I feel like that? Who do I want to be in life? Where do I want to go? All of that's uncomfortable. You start to maybe even start focusing on mistakes that you've made and feeling guilty for the mistakes that you've made. Even when I come away from, and I was like cutting down drinking drugs, mate, I had to forgive myself. I had to go on a whole fucking healing journey because I just felt like a scumbag from all of the past mistakes that I'd done. A lot of people would not want to feel like that. Don't sit by yourself, feel lonely and all these feelings. Fuck that, I need to go.
Self-medicate.
And also, if you're the only one doing that, and you've all got all your mates that are still doing what you've always been doing, that's hard to break away from. Of
course
that.
it is.
Fucking hard to break away from that.
That's why you've got to have something that excites you enough. This is what I say to people. Because a lot of people now reach out to me and they say, oh, yeah, you know, I want to do this. But you have to have something in place which is exciting enough for you to do it. And it doesn't need to be money or success. It can be like a better relationship with your family and all these things. Because otherwise, you get bored and you get in a bit of a routine. You're like, I might as well go down a pub because it's the most exciting thing I've got in my life at the moment.
Do you think the best thing for you has been you have to focus on something else?
Yeah.
But you do little gifts and stuff, don't you? Little treats once you do gamify at spas or nice new motor.
Well, you need other focuses, right? Meaning, if you're only ever focused on drinking drugs and you take away drinking drugs, but you haven't got anything else to focus on, but looking at your phone with everyone else partying, doing drinking drugs, like, you might as well go do the drinking drugs. Why are you going to sit there and do nothing? You have to have goals, purpose, understand your values, understand what to work on, and start fucking achieving things or building a better life. Or the purpose helped me, just understanding who I want to be, what goals I want to achieve, what life I want to live, and just like focus on that. That's more important to you. If I didn't have all of that, I'd probably still be drinking and doing drugs.
Yeah, and it's crazy when you put yourself in the environments. Like, you went to Ibiza, Max, and you think the trip that you had in Ibiza compared to what you would have had before, but you've got these things in place where you go for nice meals, you go and have nice coffees, you go for a run. Yeah, because you've built up these things. You're like, I actually enjoy doing these things. It makes me feel good. When there's loads of other things that you would have enjoyed before. In Ibiza.
And at the start, you don't even know what you enjoy, though. Do you feel like? Meaning, at the start of your journey, when you stop doing whatever it might be, and then you're like trying to explore a new version of you, did you know what you enjoyed?
When you're young, you save up for 6 months to go to Ibiza, you go there for 5 days and you come back suicidal and you're like, did I really enjoy that? At the time I might have enjoyed it, but yeah, it's a funny one.
I think when you stop, you just got to explore new things. Like even me, I didn't know. I actually just didn't. I thought I was so good at drinking drugs and partying. Yeah, that was like
professional.
That was professional.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I just thought my life was around, and I didn't actually do anything outside of that. I went into sports.
Did you have confidence in yourself that you could do anything outside of that, do you think?
No way.
No.
Nothing. I have zero belief in
But
myself.
then if someone looked at you when you were out, you'd come across as...
I had super confidence when I was out. Yeah, I
Yeah.
felt like I could beat anyone up.
Yeah.
I could nick any bird.
Yeah.
And I was the fucking man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's as simple as it was. And that's where I thought I was. And that's
your
who
mentality.
I thought I was. Yeah. And then the next day, I'm laying in bed by myself towards the end, fucking crying. Like, I don't want to be me anymore. And what that meant was, it's like I felt like I was putting on a mask when I was that person, and I'm not that person.
Yeah.
But I keep showing the world that I'm this person.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was so wrapped in my identity. I was like, I don't actually want to be me anymore. Like, I felt like I would love someone to just pick me up, place me in Thailand or like away from everyone, and no one know who I was. And that meant that I could maybe, I don't know, not have to play a character.
But
Makes
it's funny,
sense.
isn't it? 'Cause even if you move away, you don't change unless you change.
No, of
So
course.
you could go and sit on a beach in Thailand and get on one.
No.
Or you could go down to Essex.
But I also felt like a lot of the pressure was me trying to hold an identity. Makes
Yeah.
sense? Like, maybe I didn't want to go out and drink drugs, but I felt like I needed to. I needed to be the man. I needed to be the guy at the front. I needed to do all of these fucking things,
Yeah.
you know? And then when I come away from that, I was like, well, who even are you and what do you need to do? And then that's what reading was the biggest thing for me. That helped me massively because that allowed me to gain self-awareness, explore. But even with reading, I picked the book up and I was like, bro, you've never read a book in your life. Yeah, you're 27 years old or 26 years old.
Has he got any pictures?
Yeah, I've never read a book up until, like, obviously
Yeah.
kids' books when you, but never actually. And I thought I was quite proud that I've never read a book. That was my thing. I've never read a book. I can't read. And then I was like giving it a go, and I was reading it, and I was like, it's something inside of me was like, mate, this is a load of bollocks. Like, but I just.
What time of the day do you read?
What,
Like, when do you read?
What now?
Yeah.
Now, well, to be fair, I've took it away from kind of reading and studying. Now I study. So it used to be as soon as I get up, it used to be 4:30 to 5:30, or it would be after I do my run. But then I started to feel like my mornings are too much. I'm going for an hour and a half run, then I'm doing an hour study. Like, now I just find an hour during the day and I stick to that.
Yeah.
So it could be 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever it is. I just pot
Just
it in
more of a
my day.
macro thing as opposed
Yeah,
to
just
an
rather
hour.
than it depending how the day is, I'll do an hour, but it just depends what my day looks like, where I'd want to plot it in.
Nice.
But non-negotiable, put it in place because it completely changed my life. Reading was the first thing I ever done, and I was continue to read or study or learn because it changed my life.
I found
I
that
didn't
quite
have-
helpful though. I used to do that. Whenever I get into the office, the first thing I do is how do I want to feel at 6 o'clock tonight, and then I would write the things that I want to do, clear my inbox, say, send 10 things out, and then as long as that stuff's done, all boxed off, I'm sweet. As opposed to just going hour.
Yeah, yeah.
Like even today, like I mean, I wanted to
Yeah,
do
what
that.
do I want to achieve
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, yeah.
Or how what does a good day look like?
What
Yeah.
3 things do you want to achieve
Well,
today?
and that's why it's very good for me. As I say, like what you've just said, I have a weekly to-do list, and I make each day filled with the things that I've got to do, rather than having one list that I've got to do every day. Because otherwise, I will do 10 of the list, and then I'll get to the end of the day, and I'll be like, I've still got 10 to do,
Yeah.
and I feel like I've not done anything.
Yeah.
So I'll just kind of manage my days where I'm up at 4:30 or 4:30, and I'm at bed by 8:30, 9. I don't
Hour by hour day.
I
plan.
don't fucking negotiate with them.
Well, the thing that drove me the most mad is that I would block out slots. And where we work in a busy office, I'd start getting into a task, and then someone would say, Alfie, can I look at this? And then I'm like, before you know it, and then I've started writing an email, then I've made myself a coffee, then I'm watering the plant, ADHD child, right? And then I come back, and that hour slot's gone.
Yeah.
Because I'm just off my head, running around here, there, and everywhere. And then that happens gradually across the whole day. And then I'm still getting stuff done, don't get me wrong, but then I feel so unfulfilled that, so then like what
Get
you
yourself
said, just
done.
simplify it. Right, what 3 things do you have to achieve before you leave today?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, what's non-negotiable? Listen, what's non-negotiable for me every day is training, exercise,
Yeah.
is meditating,
yeah,
is studying, is going for a walk. That's me, personal stuff, right? What non-negotiables have I got for business today? Oh, I've got my coaching clients involved. Cool. Are there any other things that I need to do today outside of my coaching calls? Yes. Today I might have to make this email list. Oh, I need to do this and this. Cool. That's only the work I'm doing. These are my non-negotiables. What's them up? Spend some time with my daughter. Spend some time with my missus. If I get these done today,
Looks like a good day.
What a great day. I'm going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to crush another day like that. Rather, what I used to do in the past was every minute, every hour, block, do too much, and I get to the end of the day and feel like I've got so much more stuff to do, so stay up late and try and get some of it done. That means the next day I'm shattered and I'm just forever chasing my tail. Now it's just like, how can I make a day that I can be proud of, because then I can do it tomorrow too. Yeah. And then the next day. And then the next day.
Yeah.
I do it on Friday, 4 o'clock as well. Like I go, how do I want this weekend to look like? Wake up at 6 o'clock, so I'm a bit tired. Wake up, get my runs done. Eat X, Y, Z. And then I know Sunday night, if I've done that, I feel good.
And all of them non-negotiables for me are aligned with values, are aligned with my purpose, or aligned with goals that I'm currently working on. The runs or the exercises is going to a 200 mile. The study each day is going to the NLP that I'm working on.
Okay.
Our client calls are all going to that. All of this content is going to that goal. These things are going to that goal. Everything's got a goal and a structure and a system in place. So I know when I get to the end of each day, I'm living in alignment with my purpose and I'm actually working towards a goal.
Yeah. It's powerful.
And it makes it fucking...
And it doesn't have to be overly complicated.
No,
like those things. It's a 1 day plan. Box it off in the evenings, and then the pie chart on Sundays. I think
it's not overwhelming, is it?
Covers life in general.
Yeah, I'm taking a bit more. That's one thing that I'm going to take a little bit more time with. Usually, mine are just my values. Meaning, my pie chart is my values.
Yeah.
Growth, learning, family, freedom, contribution, and achievement. And if I'm doing these each week, I feel more fulfilled. I'm going to tie some other things in place now. A little bit more family. When I say family, it's more my daughter and my partner, more my mum, my dad, a time alone with them.
Yeah.
Fun. Where's that happening now? Hobby.
Yeah.
What's happening with that? So my pie chart is going to be more based on sort of things that probably people do an abundance of, where I don't do hardly any of them. I don't have a hobby.
Well, if you play the tape forward and you do that Sunday and you go, my fun is there's a film coming out.
Yeah.
So Saturday night, Kath, we're going to the cinema. Guarantee your output Monday to Friday is better.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you've got the Saturday thing to look forward to.
Because otherwise I just get too locked in on high performance, where it's just like work, growth, achievement, and fucking all in on that. And then I do get to a place of like, oh, fucking hell, when do I actually get a minute or a break?
Do you know what happened though, Jack? You'll get a new hobby. You'll say you start taking up golf and then you want to be a professional golfer.
I actually started golfing last year and I stopped it because I was like,
here we go.
I know what this takes to get good.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it. And then I'm like, maybe I learn a language, but I'm like, that's still studying. Like, I need something that's like, just, I don't know. I'm probably going to get obsessed with mastering it, even if it's an instrument.
Yeah.
But then I also say to myself, this is a fucking waste of time doing this thing. I actually can't see.
That's not what a hobby's meant to be.
No,
a hobby's meant to be something you enjoy.
I can't see where I'm going to put it in.
I think a weekly social run in the bar, I'll be doing them for sure. Yeah. But I think that would be.
I'm going into the next year. I'm going to try and do an every.
I wish we did
week.
that in England.
Yeah, next year I'm going to try and
do a B run
every single week.
Just the same spot.
Then the same thing that gets me out of my head. But if I do it on a Saturday, I'm training for 200 miles. That's going to get in the way of that. Sunday I spend with my family, so I need to figure this shit out. I don't know.
But you don't want something that takes hours of organising. That's why I say a run's quite good, because you meet like-minded characters.
We're going to finish up. We're going to finish up.
Okay, cool.
We ain't got to finish up. We can just finish
Drink
up.
loads of water.
He needs a piss. He's going to piss. I need a fucking piss. But it was blinding. This is the last podcast of the year.
Nice.
Glad to have both you chaps on. We'll come back and we'll do this again, yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Jack.
Loved it, boys.